What is up, my fellow dragons? Scootch here, and welcome back to another one of my indie game devlogs. I've been pretty much stuck at home for the past 2.5 weeks now, which honestly is kind of hard for me as I like to go out and be about seeing people. On the other hand, I was able to get some work done on my game, which is good, mainly refining the movement. The biggest changes to my game were the additions of jump buffering and Coyote Time. Jump buffering occurs when, if you hit the jump button a few frames before you hit the ground, you will jump again the moment you land. A lot of modern 2D platformers use this, and while it is a really small change, it does a lot for adding a good feel to your game. Because without buffering, you may hit the jump button just one frame before you hit the ground, but because there is no buffering, you don't jump again. It feels really unsatisfying and like the game didn't register your button input. By adding just a few frames of jump buffering, it fixes that problem and makes your game feel a lot more responsive. Coyote Time is a bit different. It refers to the time where, if you run off a platform without jumping, you still have a few frames to jump after leaving the ledge. This may also at first seem like a weird feature to implement, but basically it serves the same purpose as jump buffering, which is adding to how satisfying the game feels to play. The reason I'm focusing so much on player movement is because I really want a game that is just inherently fun to play, even if there is no goal. Just to have the act of running, jumping, and gliding around the room to be fun. To those of you who have followed me for long enough, or have talked to me for any amount of time, will know that two of my biggest inspirations are Celeste and Hollow Knight. Both of them are difficult platformers that are extremely satisfying to play and improve at. Game Maker's Toolkit made an excellent video on why Celeste feels so satisfying to play, which I've watched multiple times. Matt Thorson, one of the creators of Celeste, has recently written a Twitter thread. It highlights many small systems they implemented into their game to make it feel much better. I will have a link to both of those down below. You should definitely check them out even if you aren't trying to make a platformer like me. They're just super interesting and have really good tidbits about game design. Another thing I added is dust particles when you jump off the ground. I created this using Godot's particle system and I think it looks neat. I have to fiddle around a bit with the velocity and positioning and stuff like that, but overall I think this is a really good starting point. I also gave him fireballs, which is really awesome. He doesn't have an animation for shooting them yet, and I don't really like how the fireballs themselves look, but I'll be changing that in the future. They also do this cool poof thing when being destroyed, which I think is really neat. Definitely makes it feel more satisfying and not just like disappear once it hits a wall. Oh yeah, and there are no recovery frames in between shooting fireballs yet, so you can do things like this. And that's mainly all I implemented into my game since last devlog. I want to tweak the movement a bit more. There are a couple bugs and some small systems I want to add, but this is definitely a good base. I want to add some more sound effects to make the game feel better, as well as an enemy or object that can take damage from fireballs. I did do some things related to game development, but not exactly related to this game, if that makes sense. First, I made a bunch of pixel art, like this cute Hollow Knight sprite I made. Isn't he so adorable? I've been trying to level up my pixel art skills lately, so if you guys want to see everything I draw, make sure to go follow me on Twitter. My handle is @Scootch, and I'll have a link in the description. I also started messing around with the chiptune music making software, Bosca Sea Oil. And that's how I'm going to be pronouncing it because I don't know if that's right or not. However, it's really neat and simple to get started. I love music and have been interested in making some, but never really took the leap into it. So as a small start, I decided to recreate the beginning segment to the song from Cave Story, Mimiga Village. I think it turned out quite well. I have no clue where to start on writing my own music. I just took the notes from a song already made to create this sample. Then I added the percussion and made the instruments sound nice. However, I don't think this is a bad start. I hope you are all doing well right now with everything going on with the pandemic and everything. I know how tough it is and how like scary it is seeing all this stuff on the news. So stay safe and healthy, guys. Until next time, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more game development and awesome content, and I will see you all later.